Good morning, good day, good evening, viewers from across the world. Welcome to another broadcast of The Competitive Edge. Today, as usual, I have four dynamic personalities in studio. I have Shivani, who is a project management practitioner. I have Peter, who is a master planner professional. And we have Paul, who is a financial specialist. For those who don't know me, I'm the author of several books, and of course, I wear many hats. My last book is Master the Sales Communication Process. Today, we're going to be talking about the face of money. So, on Wednesday is that day where we're going to take a deep dive in terms of money and what money is. And some of the things that we talked about last week, he said that money is a medium of exchange, and we explain what is a medium of exchange. We discuss the fact that money is fungible, and we discuss what fungibility is. But we discuss so many other aspects of money. So, in the event that you might have missed what we discussed last week, I want to encourage you to take a look at the program that was produced last week, Wednesday. All right. Today, we're going to be doing a further deep dive into the face of money because one of the things that we are seeing is that now that you understand what money is, does it really make a difference in your life? For example, now that you know that money is a medium of exchange or money is fungible, are you better off in terms of your ability to access and leverage money to your advantage? And that's what we're going to look at because by understanding money, it means that you understand how to access, leverage, mitigate in order to build wealth for yourself. That's the whole objective here. We just don't want you to know, you know, money is fungible, money is a medium of exchange. And that's the beginning and the end is how do you use this information to now position yourself to build wealth. So before going into that program, I will ask each of my colleagues to give a short introduction of themselves, and then we will do a deep dive into the face of money. So I'm going to start with Paul. And Paul, can you tell us a little bit about yourself in the event that there's someone out there who are looking at this program for the first time and just don't know who Paul is?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, my name is Paul from Patriot Business Finance Consultants. And any financial need that you would have for your business, as far as equipment financing, real estate financing, cash flow programs, we can help you. We have a network of lenders, and they want to say yes. So, the best of credit, you're going to get the best deal, the best loan structure, deal structure, the best rate. And difficult credit, you will get approved. Um, Paul at patriotbfc.com if you want to get a hold of me, or check out our website, patriotbfc.com.
All right, thanks for that share, Paul. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
come now to Shivani.
Hi, morning everyone. Morning, Gary. Thanks for having me as usual. Always an
Glad
interesting
you're fine.
conversation. And who am I? Shivani is all about solving challenges, and I believe project management will do that. In any area, project management, once you structure something as a project, you'd be able to get the outcomes and benefits. So, training and development is what I'm all about with project management, and of course, many other areas, but I'll say projects can definitely change everything that we do and having a framework.
All right, thanks for that share, Shivani. And Peter?
Yeah, good morning, folks, and welcome to the Competitive Edge. Um, my name is Peter Gus Scott Sr., and I am the co creator of a program that we call Legacy Chronicles, which is a publishing program that empowers individuals to transcribe their life story, their professional message to courses, to books, courses, which we also empower people to use their message to communicate it through seminars and conferences. Uh, and we do that through a simple program that we enable people just to answer for just answering a few questions. You can develop an entire platform by which you can transcribe your life story in even in the theme that we're talking about today, money. And what we do find is that a lot of individuals, they may think that there is a lack in their lives in terms of what they want to do where profession is concerned. But what we empower individuals to do, that a lot of resources is in the our life that we or past, our knowledge, and the knowledge industry is one of the fastest growing industry in our society, in our world today. So we empower individuals to take advantage of that. But how? The question is always how. We encourage individuals to design a plan, always to design a plan. Have a broad view to what you want to accomplish and how you're going to accomplish that. It is through what we call master planning, family life, which actually is 4 dimensions. There's 4 dimensions to having a master plan. There's a personal, there's the family, the community, and the corporate. And so we encourage individuals, especially at this time of the year when individuals is moving from the old into the new. We want individuals to, take advantage of their resources, take advantage of the frame of mind, that and move into the new year fresh. And that's what we want to give the competitive edge to encourage people to do this morning.
All right, thanks for that share, Peter. For those who, again, I would have said that I wear many hats, and one of the hats that I wear is that I represent this website that you're seeing, which is the Bestseller Portal. And I want to encourage the audience to go to the Bestseller Portal. Why? Because there is a lot of information on this portal that can literally transform your life. But just let me talk a little bit about the portal. In the event that you're a writer and you want to achieve more as an author, the portal is set out and designed to help you get to the bestseller within the shortest possible time. So that's one of the objectives behind the portal. Of course, we are working with authors to ensure that authors are bringing the best quality of books to our readers. Now, with that being said, I just now want to help you to navigate this portal a little bit. When you go to the bestsellerportal.org, I want you to click on products. And as you click on products, you would see on the left-hand side a menu that is in the drop-down. I want you to click on ebooks. Now, when you click on ebooks, you would see that you have multiple books titled Master the Sales Communication Process. You have from volume 1 all the way up to volume 11 that is currently available on the portal. And each of the volumes cover essential areas of business. You learn things like how to master your MVOs. You learn how to access capital at 0% APR. You learn how to master the media and so much more. So I want to encourage you to go to this website and get these books now. The last point that I want to leave with you today is that I want to encourage you, the viewers, to become a member of this community. All you need to do is to go to click on membership. And when you click on membership, you just need to sign in your name, email address, phone number, tell us a little bit about your interest or any other thing that you have in your mind, and just press send. With that, you will be in our database as a member. And guess what? As a member, you will get a lot of goodies from the perspective that we are hosting multiple of business summits and seminars annually that's going to help you to understand how to start your business, how to scale your business, how to access capital. You're going to get a mentor and so much more. As a member, you will get access to all of this information and you will get sponsors. One of the signature projects that we are doing right now is titled the High Net Worth Investors Guide. Again, this is a very unique platform of learning and you don't want to miss out. So I want to encourage you to become a member of the bestseller portal so you can position yourself for greatness in business and in life. So with that being said, I want to welcome my colleagues back to today's program. And today we are talking about the face of money. And I just want to quickly recap some of what we looked at last week. Last week, we say that money is a medium of exchange, a unit of account, a store of value, and occasionally a standard of deferred payment. That's a lot of information. We dig into that last week, and I want to encourage you again to look back at the content that was published last week, Tuesday. Now, this week, I want us to ask ourselves the other question. How much is having the information that we discussed last week is helping you financially? One of the things that we also talk about is that everyone should be able to do their income audit. And in the simplest of terms, this is how I'm going to describe the income audit. You're supposed to know your income against your expenses. After your expenses, you should have a balance sheet and you want to have a positive bank balance. Why? Because you have future plans. And your future plans represent things like home ownership, car ownership, children college funds, all inclusive family tour. Those are all things that comes under your future plans. But in most cases, what we see for the majority of people, when you take away your expenses from your income and you look at your balance sheet, it leaves so much more to be desired. It's not enough to help you with home ownership. It's not enough to help you with children college funds. It's not enough to help you with all-inclusive family tour. And guess what? You're stuck in this cycle for a very, very long time. For the majority of people, you're stuck here perhaps for all of your life. When we listen to people and we listen to their story, this is exactly what we are seeing. And our mission here is to change that. All right, is to change that by providing you with information that would really help you to attain your competitive edge, whether in business or in life. So there's a couple of things that I want to look at. You need to commit to doing your income audit analytics as part of your personal life master plan. All right. Where when you recognize that your income, your primary source of income after expenses, is leaving you with a negative balance, what do you do then? All right. You need to start thinking about smart investment portfolios. But even before I get to that, there's a couple of things that I want to say. And this again is from the research that we are doing, and this is what we see. The average person, they have an income, true earned income, and they have expenses, and they have balance sheets. Balance sheet is the balance after expenses, but this is what we see. The average person, you have income, but at the end of the month, guess what? There's more days in the month than you have cash to carry you through that month. All right, you run out of money by mid-month. Is that something for you to be worried about? Yes, it is, because this keeps you in a cycle of financial challenges, financial stress. And how do you get out of this? Those are some of the things that I want us to cover today, because Paul will talk to you about the BFC, becoming a business financial consultant, and perhaps that will help you to create a secondary source of income, that perhaps can really help you to bring greater balance and stability into your life. Now, I want to give you a step-by-step approach very quickly that many rising stars in the wealth building arena have used. Now, the average person, you start with an income. Smart people, what they start with is a budget. Why a budget? Because a budget helps you to understand anticipated income, it helps you to understand anticipated expenses, and it keeps you in check because you have a budget. So they look at the budget, then they look at income. All right, they look at income, because if you want to build wealth, you must have a stream of income or multiple streams of income. Wealthy people know this, and they leverage this to their advantage. Then the third aspect of this is savings. All right, the average person just does not practice savings. And if even they're practicing savings, they're not doing it in the right way. Why do you save? You save because of one, safekeeping. You save because of emergency, and you save because of investment. Now, ask yourself this: if you have been saving, what is it that you invested in? And this is what I mean when I say you're saving, but perhaps with all the wrong reasons. If you're saving and you don't have an investment game plan, it means that you're saving perhaps to spend, because we all know what happens to saving over a long period of time. The value of that savings depreciates. We're not going to become technical today, but the wealthy and smart people understand this. So they have a budget that tells them how much they should be spending. They spend the limits. They have income, either one or multiple streams of income. They have savings. They know their expenses, and they control their expenses, because they're aware of something that most people perhaps is not aware of. It's not about how much you earn. It's largely about how much you're able to keep and reinvest. It's not how much you earn, it's how much you're able to keep. Because we have seen some guys who are earning less than those that are earning, decent figure. But guess what? Those that are earning less, they're able to save more because they're applying the principle. So once you're saving, again, your saving goes into investment. Again, this is not investment advice. We're just helping you to understand how some smart people think on the wealth building journey. As you invest, what happens? You get profits. Profit now becomes a second source of income if you're only dependent on one source of income. Now, what some people do, they take that profit and they say hip hip hooray, and you start a spending spree, because you save and you invest and you make a profit and you're happy about that. What do you do with the profit? Um, some people go on a spending spree. It is not advisable to do that, at least not at the initial stage of your wealth building journey. There's a concept that we call compounded investment. And what that means, you take your principal that you would have put to invest and the profit that you made from that investment together, it become compounded now, and you put that into additional investment portfolios. What happens there? All right, you begin to get more profits, all right, and more profits. And that sets you on the wealth building journey. And remember, all this profit is happening divorced from your primary source of income. All right. And this is a technique that people who are successful financially, they have been using. Our mission here is to provide you with these type of information so as to ensure that you win. Now, the average person don't know about investment, don't know about profit, don't know about compounded investment. They just know about earning, spending, and repeating this cycle week after week, month after month, year after year. And you feel as though your life is just that treadmill. And our mission is to work with you, provide you with the kind of information to really get you off of the treadmill. And I want to pause here for a bit and just um, one of the things that we can look, I would love us to look at, Paul, is the BFC, I think, provide tremendous opportunity for persons to have residual income. In the event that you're working, becoming a BFC can give persons a tremendous opportunity to earn additional income. If you're not working, also, it also gives you an opportunity to earn income based on your own strengths and your own limitation. And but I just want to try that out, Paul. I would like to get your take, and then I'll go around the room.
All right, Gary. Well, face of money. Well, first let's talk about BFCs. What does a BFC look like, and what are we even talking about? Let me show you what a BFC looks like. Let me grab one real quick. Oh, hold on. Here I am. This is a business finance consultant right here. It could be you. And okay, what is a consultant? You advise businesses on how to obtain financing for the project that they're trying to get financed. What's a project? It could be a large project, a large industrial project, or the project could be we need two more semi trucks for our trucking company. Well, business owners are expert in what they're expert in. Typically, finance is a mystery. Somebody else is the expert. And we all need to rely on the experts instead of going it alone without the information. So, what are we proposing here? We would like to train 100 people to be experts in business finance consulting. And it's very simple. Please don't be intimidated by it. It's so simple. So simple. It's not brain surgery. You would maybe be intimidated by that. So would I. But you don't have to be intimidated by being a business finance consultant. Tying that into what Gary's talking about, if your income, if your expenses are outpacing your income in your personal life, that matches a business. The business can't make its monthly debt obligation. So what does it have to do? It has to increase sales. It has to make more money, more income. So if you're at that position in life, you might be at the position in life to where you're making plenty of money, but maybe you don't love what you're doing. If that's the case, consider what we're offering. If you are in a position to where you're definitely not making enough money and you know it, well, being a business finance consultant, consultants are highly paid for their information, advice, and services that they provide. So, what do we provide? We provide equipment financing, real estate financing, Securities and Exchange Commission compliant capital raises, anything industrial hemp fiber. That's the services that we provide. And as a consultant, your role would be to find business owners who need money for projects. It shouldn't be that hard because there's a lot of business owners and all of them need money. Is it that hard? It ain't easy, but it ain't hard either. It is not hard. And just like in any level of sales, be prepared to hear no. But by the time you might make it through one or two no's, you get a yes. That's great. You might have to go through 10 no's to get a yes. But if you do, and when you do, it's well worth it. Because going through 10 no's, how long does that take? Not very long. And the financial reward that you get from being a consultant is large. It's not hourly. We're proposing, we like to say it around here, we're proposing to millionize you. Let's do it.
All right, thanks for that share, Paul.
Mhm.
Um, the beauty that I like about what Paul just introduced to the public is the fact that this is another stream of income. All right, you can view this as either a primary source of income, and you put your shoulder to the wall and you push, and guess what? You can position yourself, as Paul would have said, to be positioned to become a millionaire. All right. The ability to sell capital, I believe, is one of the easiest sales that you can learn. But on this platform with the BFC, you're not only learning how to sell money, you're going to learn the art of the sale. You're going to know how to apply the pull factors of sale and the push factors of sale. And because you have this body of knowledge, it means that you're able to apply yourself at sales based on data. Now, again, linking this back to all that we have talked about today, we talked here about the face of money. But along with talking about the face of money, we want to talk to you about really how do you position yourself to access capital? How do you position yourself to build wealth? Now, you can be a BFC and make massive amounts of monies for yourself. But if you don't have a tap on your spending, if you don't have a savings plan, if you're not monitoring your expenses, if you don't have an investment plan, guess what? You end up just like the average person. And in our community, there's no room to remain average. Absolutely no room. So again, on our platform, we will really talk to you about, how to manage your savings. As you come into our community, we will be teaching you investment strategy. And those are some of the advantage too. Paul is going to spend as much time really helping you to understand financial instruments, but you have other experts that are going to be working with you to ensure that you understand investment strategies, you understand marketing and sales strategies, so you can win in business and you can win in life. Along with that, as you understand, the face of money, you understand how to position yourself to build wealth. You will learn all that you need to learn about budgeting, income, about, savings, about investments and profit and compounded investment. So you're now able to position yourself for greater success in 2014 and beyond. You see, again, I just want to emphasize this. We're doing what we're doing because we come from a place of humanitarians, all right? We want to help people to grow and expand and achieve more in business and in life, all right? And I really trust that you see this for what it's worth, and you stop procrastinating, because here is where you have a team of people that is committed to that process of helping you to transition into greatness. And all you need to do is to be the camel at the well, or the horse is the well, as Paul would say, that is drinking the water. I'm going to open up now for others to share what are their takeaway from what we are discussing so far, the face of money.
Ladies
Shivani?
first.
Or Peter? Oh, yeah, Shivani.
As Paul was speaking, things were coming to my mind. Mainly, yes, when you mentioned the word project, actually, that made me think so much more about it. So let's say you need to get the money, as what you were saying now, and you need to invest. But we're looking at this as a project as well, and you need to prepare your project budget. Right? What is your budget? Your plan. What is your plan? Now, I just want to introduce two terms here. Now, a lot of times we don't have enough to cover, or we have enough, but it runs out, for a point at a particular point. So there are two types of reserves when we talk in projects and budgets, really. And all this conversation is about money, the face of money. So there are two types of reserves. There's contingency reserves and there's management reserves. what exactly is contingency reserves? As the word suggests, is your backup. But in projects, and we'd see a lot of times this fails because of the concept is not properly, we didn't do it properly at all. So contingency reserves means just say, let's put a 10% extra on top of what we plan. And we say, okay, yes, we need $10,000, but we'll put a 10% again on top of that as our contingencies. And if we need it, well, right, okay, good. 99% of the time, you always will need it, right? Your 10% a little extra, your buffer then, contingencies. But I want to focus on really the planning of contingency reserves and how do you plan for your contingency reserves. So your contingency reserves is where you look at every single thing that you need to do. What is the risk of you not being able to achieve that? And we say in project management, we work out what's referred to as the expected monetary value of every single line item now in your budget, which is worked out of what is the probability of this happening multiplied by the impact of it. And then you total up all of those line items using that, and you get what is referred to as your contingency reserves. So if anything goes wrong, and you see you've worked it out in a way that you know the probability of that happening is low, the impact is high, and you worked it out in terms of your numerical values, right? Probability multiplied by impact, and you get your contingencies. So if it does happen, you run out of money, or if we say you're in construction and you're building something in the weather, well, you have placed the probability of it, the probability of it happening. You've worked it out. There's a lot of work to do it, but it could be done, of course. And then you know the impact of it in terms of a value, the value of money, as you said, Gary and Paul. So you have the contingency reserves. You say, all right, I put $30,000 when I work this thing out. And that's how I'll be monitoring my spending. That if it does happen, I'm putting risk management also with contingency reserves, because that's how you have to work it out. So that's contingency reserves. Now, on top of the contingency reserves, we can have what we refer to as management reserves. So let's just say in our project, in our monies, when we're planning, even if you're planning for yourself, you run out of money again, and all the contingencies you use up, which really shouldn't happen, because when you plan it, you should be planning it with this in mind, right? So your contingency is supposed to be correct. Let's say it does happen. Then you have management reserves. Now, the management reserves are things for unknown unknowns. Things you could have never catered for. So you put an extra buffer on top of that when you plan. So these are two terms, and we talk a lot more about it, but when you are planning and you have your money, and your project budget is such an important aspect in all projects. You need money to survive, to handle your project. You have two types of reserves: contingency reserves and management reserves. Contingency reserves are worked out one way, but you are in control of it as a project manager. And let us say, you went over it. What do? You have management reserves now, which you don't control. You'll have to go to senior management or executives to get that money, but it is there. So, what I always hear people say, well, I run out of money for my project and stuff. I say, well, we didn't plan this thing properly. We didn't plan it because you have your contingency and you have your management reserves. So food for thought, right? Or money for thought. I'm becoming funny like Paul now, yeah?
No, I love the example that Shivani gave. In project management, when you're doing a budget, the budget should never be that precise budget. You have the higher the budget and you have the lower the budget. And that takes into consideration the contingency and management costs. But what I really, really love about what Shivani would have explained, and I want to bring it down to perhaps the layman standpoint. Very often when you have a game plan for success, you are not seeing through that game plan. And you're not seeing, let us take, for example, you started this project because you want to cash flow that project, because the aim is to attain financial independence from that project. It may be a very good project, but all you have thought about is doing that project. But in doing that project, as Shivani would have pointed out, if you study persons who have done this project who have became successful, their lessons learned, all right, because they had to go through ups and downs and some ins and out to navigate the project. But you didn't take that into consideration. So because you didn't take that into consideration, and you're pushing after attaining the financial goal, and all the known challenges came up, all right, but you're ill aware of them, that's going to be part of the process. You didn't budget for it, and because you didn't budget for it, you didn't perhaps had the right human resources, technical resources, other resources. Guess what? That project collapsed. All right. So what Shivani is saying, you in developing any project, any effort to cash flow optimize, you want to put yourself in a position of strength where you can see the whole project, the whole project. You're seeing things that can go wrong, and you're preparing for that. And what I like about what Shivani also said is that you be prepared for the unknown, because there are things that you never even thought about in the project that is going to come to upset the project. But guess what? You even prepare for that because you have either some contingency funds put aside for that, or management budgetary allocation that is there for that in the event that something just goes wrong. All right, like an earthquake, you didn't anticipate this. All right, or something else that you didn't think about, that the scope of your data, all right, don't have. So that's some deep stuff that Shivani just went into, and I really, really love it. And this again, I want to say this. This is how unique project management is. Because what it does, it sets you up to develop your budget. It sets you up to position yourself to build financial independence, but it also says to you, what is the step-by-step approach to achieve your objectives? What are the risks associated with going after your goals? What are the risk mitigating factors? It helps you to look at every single moving part of going after financial independence. So, from a business standpoint, this is so important, because so many businesses, they have dreams and hopes and aspirations, but guess what? Because they didn't apply what Shivani says, that business, collapsed for all the right or wrong reasons. You didn't look at things that needs to be looked at. You just look at, hey, this is my financial target, but what are the in-betweens to get to your financial target? You didn't look at that. And here's where you have, you make an investment, but you didn't look before you leap. What Shivani is saying, look before you leap. All right, just don't go make an investment. Understand your portfolio. And that's the last point I want to make. But that was a beautiful share, Shivani, and love it. Peter, your thoughts?
I think one of the issues that we want our community to understand, even as I listened to Shivani speaking about contingency reserves and management reserves, and every individual needs to have that financial that process, a process where they're building reserves. And I know a lot of persons listening to this program today, they are saying, look, just as Gary started out in his dialogue, in his monologue earlier, that a lot of individuals, the month is finished, they're in the middle of the month and the money is already finished. So how can they get that reserve? So what we're hearing is the ideal. Shivani is mentioning the ideal, and she's speaking from a business point of view. which an individual is now saying, that doesn't go for me. I'm not a business person. But what we're saying to our community today, that yeah, life is a business. Life is a business, and life is a series of projects. Your life is a series of projects. So what we are encouraging individuals to do is to change your mindset, change the way how you think. The competitive edge is about individuals shifting the way how they process life, and the way how we process or navigate our way through life, because there is a demand, and there are basically four dimensions to life, and life has to do with systems, right? And systems happens in cycles. So right now in the United States of America, we're dealing with we're at the season of winter. But as sure enough, we're going to go through spring, then we're going to go through summer, autumn, and we're going to be back here again next year in winter. So there are certain cycles that we have to. So life gives us clues, right? So there are dimensions to life, and there is four basic dimensions to life. There is your life at a personal level, and how you manage your personal level, the personal level of life will determine if you qualify or how well you will manage, but at the family level. So the four dimensions of life is the personal, the family, the community, and the corporate. These basic structures gives us a sense of management. We got to understand that, okay, let me look at myself and what I am, and what my life is about, and how do I manage my life effectively. And when you begin to think about, your life and the management of your life, one of the first things we're going to come to understand is that there is a cost. You don't have to be in business, but there's a cost for living. There is a cost just to breathe. You have to eat. You have to wear clothes. You have to live somewhere. You have to travel. When you add these elements together, you realize that at the end of a certain cycle, if you don't have these financial values, then the quality and the standard of your life, there is a problem financially. So how are we going to fix that? Shivani and Paul, and what we're saying here, what Gary is saying here, then we need to have contingencies. And what are those contingencies, and what are those management factors that we're going to implement? Okay, so the funds is finished at the middle of the month. Then what are you going to do about it? You can't just throw up your hands and says, we can't blame the politicians. We can't blame our boss. We can't, we need now to take charge, take charge of our personal lives. This is what is this. This is a situation as it is. And what can I do about it? If the money finished before the days of the month finished, then I need another income to come on in. And this is where we're encouraging individuals about the business finance consultant or business finance consulting program, whereby we can teach, where what you will understand is how you can learn about money, and how you can learn about the impact of money, and how you can attract money, and how you can actually solve other people's problem, even while you are seeking to solve your own. So basically what we're saying to individuals is that you're going to need a master plan. You're going to need a master plan. You're going to need to have that broadened view of where you are now, where you're coming from, because there are certain mistakes that, depending on where you are, where we are today did not happen overnight. If bad is happening, if you're uncomfortable with where you are today, then it is a set of decisions and a set of choices that bring us to where we are today. So I can't really blame, no matter where you are. And I know individual might be living in some countries different from the United States, and government policies and various stimuli may bring about the condition that a lot of people are living in. But the facts still remain that we have to develop that sense of mastery over our lives, where we're not going to allow the stimuli. There is always something that we can do to change our circumstances. So what we're encouraging individuals to do is to design a plan, starting with where you're coming from, that is causing it to be where you are today. But if you don't want like where you are, then you got to now create a plan in how am I going to change? How can I have a different set of realities? What are the things that I can do? And that is where we're now saying master planning is concerned, because as Shivani talking about bringing all the pieces that are contributing factors. You got to take everything into consideration. You have to have a line by line arrangement of those situations. What we also encourage individuals to do as well now is, okay, so look at your assets. Gary spoke about, looking at your income audit, having an income audit and creating a balance sheet. Well, that income audit, how am I going to, what can I do to bring income in my life? And, if you're in a place where there is no jobs, well, what we're saying to individuals is that you have some skills, you have some abilities, you have life experience, you have overcome some challenges in your life that other people might be struggling with. And this is where even our consulting programs are concerned, that you can help other people overcome the very challenge that you have overcome. And this is why the Legacy Chronicles program, we help people to understand you do that audit of your skill sets, your abilities, and then we ask individuals to understand that you are the greatest asset. Your house, your car, your land, all of that, those things are important, but the greatest asset that anyone have is you. The greatest asset you have is your mind. And we're asking individuals to invest in themselves and create that master plan of where you're going, and you'll be surprised in a short while you begin to see a difference in your life, in your outcomes.
All right, Tim, thanks for that share, Peter. And I take away a couple of things from what you said. One is taking ownership. All right, and one of the things that we would normally say, you don't have to wait on the fairy tale godmother or godfather. I guess you have been waiting for quite some time. The reality is that when you take ownership over your life, over your dreams and hopes and aspirations, you become your fairy tale godmother or godfather. Because what you have done, you have just put your life into your hands. You've made a conscious decision that you will be the author, not the breaker, of your dreams and hopes and aspirations. That means that you're writing every chapter in your book, and you get to say the last say on the direction that your life goes in. Now, along with this, Peter, you would have mentioned that, it's mid of the month and the money done. I'm using Caribbean term here, money done. What do you do? What do you do? You would have done the income audit analytics, and you recognize that, hey, your income can't match your expenses. What do you do? I love the point that you would have raised, Peter. Become a BFC. And Paul will tell you more about becoming a BFC, a business finance consultant. All right. You don't have to have a doctorate or a master's degree to be a BFC. though we don't mind, but you can be a person with the desire to want to achieve more. Become a BFC, a business financial consultant. And let me just share with you some of the takeaway that you will get when you become a BFC. One, you will learn about financial instruments. Paul is one of our experts that will really help you to understand financial instruments. So you now becomes an expert on money because you understand the instruments, and you understand people needs and wants and expectations in business and in life, and you can serve those needs that those people may have. All right, that's the first takeaway that you're going to have. Second, you will learn about smart investment strategies, and this one is going to benefit you directly because earlier I said you earn. Why? Not only to expend, just want to create expenses. You want to earn to save and then to invest and then make profit and then compound your investment. You will learn about investment portfolios in this program. So you're not guessing about how to invest because on the platform you will learn multiple investment platforms. It might be learning about hedge funds. It might be learning about stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. It might be about learning about real estate investment. You will be exposed to a content of information that really helps you to become more solid in how you position yourself to build wealth. This is our gift to you. This is our Christmas gift to you. So just pour information into you and to put a support system behind you to ensure that you win. All right, to ensure that you win. I'm going to give you a third takeaway. You will be a master at marketing and sales. And guess what? As Paul would say, whether you know it or not, you're involved in sales. You're either good at it or you're lousy at it. And I trust that you're not settling to be lousy at sales. On this platform, you will learn push and pull factors of sales. You will learn how to command attention, pique interest, arouse desire, move your client into action, make, in fact, convert first-time users into lifetime customer, cash flow like a king. These are all systems that you will be exposed to help you to become a better you and to help you to be able to better serve yourself and to serve your family. All right. You will also learn things like project management because guess what? You can have the best ideas, but if you're not able to take your ideas and make it into a workable, bankable project where you're able to now attract the right people next to you, that vision can collapse. You have Shivani that is so passionate about project management, and she's here to help you to see true and true and true your project and your processes. All right, and give you that support. And now Peter's going to take all of this and it becomes your master plan. You will also learn what it takes to become a genius in building your master plan. And one of the things that we talk about a lot, you may have your master plan for your business. Kudos to you. You may have your master plan for your sports club. Kudos to you. But do you have your master plan for life? This is your life. And as Peter is saying, you're the greatest asset the world has ever known. And I don't care about AI. You're the greatest asset the world will ever know. All right? But you don't have your master plan for life. And the reason AI might appear as though it's more and smarter and intelligent than you is because you don't have your master plan. History has shown that the majority of us, we don't even use 5% of our brain power. So just imagine that your master plan is now helping you to tap into 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%, 10% of your brain power. AI ain't got no hold on you. Caribbean style, right? AI ain't got no hold on you, right? Because you tap it into your greatness. And I want to say we are here as a humanitarian with that solid commitment, all right, to give you the body of information. And guess what else? This group is not no gap group. If you need money, Paul is going to say, you're approved. All right. You need project support. Shabbat is going to say, I got you, man. I got you. You want your master plan? Peter, we got you. You want market intelligence in the ecosystem? We're saying we got you. And everybody here got so much of years of experience doing what they're doing that you really begin to understand not just the theory, but the practice. And guess what else? Because you have experienced people on your side, you're able to eliminate years, not days, not weeks, not months, but years of challenges that you are likely to go through divorced from having these expertise on your side. All right, a quick example, talk to someone who's in business, a young rising star in business, and just ask them how long they've been struggling to get capital. A long time. I know it. This is all over the world. It's not that the capital is not available to them, but they just don't know. In this community, you got Paul. All right. He has over 100 financial instruments that he's going to work with you to help you to access. But don't let me ramble. Paul, all to you, my friend.
Yeah.
Can
It
you
all
help
ties.
us know some more about your financial, as you talk, right? And when you finish, can you also help us to learn some more about your financial instruments?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, everything that we're talking about, you guys, all ties in together. Life is a project. Projects are projects. You need management. You need to be really good at it. You need a plan. Part of a master plan is having project management with what you're doing. And life mirrors business financing. If you don't have enough revenue, income in personal life and business life, you got to increase it somehow. And that's what we're talking about. What we would offer you, what we're offering is training, in-depth training, support, the type of support to where if you call me at 10 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard, because you're in California and you have a client who wants to talk, I want to talk to them immediately. I don't want to wait 2 or 3 days. So you got that level of support, all going 100% towards the goal. And the goal is to make money. So that can affect the rest of your life positively. Okay, what being a little bit more specific about our financing programs. So equipment leasing. The largest companies in the world, when they obtain ownership of equipment, they do it through equipment leasing. They do not pay cash. They do not bank finance it. They lease it because there are tax advantages to equipment leasing that don't exist with paying cash or asset-based financing. So equipment leasing is another way to get ownership for your business, easy to qualify for, and do what the biggest companies in the world do. Match and mirror what they do because they're doing it for a good reason. Don't pay cash. Keep your cash for opportunities and emergencies. Real estate financing, not non-owner occupied, non-residential. This is investment property and commercial property. Financing for that. Excellent credit, just like every other financing situation. You get the best deal structure, lowest cost of money, best rates, best term. Difficult credit, whether it's equipment financing or real estate financing, you are approved. You just got to be able to meet the terms. And the terms with real estate financing are there is always money down, always. Best credit, 740 credit score and above, experienced real estate investor, 20% down. No way around it. Difficult credit. You want to be a real estate investor, or you are, and you just hit a rough patch, but you need some money. How do we get you money? Working capital. We can pull it out of assets that you own. That's called a sale leaseback. If you got equipment, you need working capital. we can pull money out of equipment that you currently own with a zero or low balance. Same with real estate. Okay. Factoring and purchase order financing. Those are cash flow programs. Factoring is a cash flow program. You sell your accounts receivable for a discount. 97, 98 cents on the dollar. Get 80% advanced immediately. Solves your cash flow problems. And if you got a cash flow problem, you're probably staying up at night. So factoring takes the burden off your shoulders if your business is growing and you don't have enough cash flow. Why wait 30, 60, 90 days for money that belongs to you right now? Well, I can tell you why, because that's standard business practices. You deliver your product or service, you're going to give them an invoice. It says 30 days. So, and if you don't offer that, you're not at a competitive advantage because everybody offers terms for 30 days. Then purchase order financing. You get a big order, you can't fill the order, the biggest order of your business life, but you don't have the money to fill that order. You're going to lose out. What do? You call us, call Paul, because I'll set you up with purchase order financing. Purchase order financing is easy to get qualified for. It's basically like your big brother stepping in and advancing the money, fronting you the money so you can get done what you need to get done. They'll pay the manufacturer. They'll buy from the manufacturer. They'll pay for the shipping to get it to your client. Your client receives it. 30 days later, he's going to pay the bill. We're not going to wait 30 days. Factoring comes in. Factoring is part of purchase order financing. And everybody gets paid quick. Project's done. So I could keep going on and on, you guys. I'm going to stop right now. There's more to it as far as what programs we offer. But do let me finish with this. Everything that I just described is the knowledge that we literally want to infuse you with. We want you to be expert in this so that you are that expert consultant that people will pay big dollars for. And if you don't, one more time, if you don't feel you're there right now, stop it. You are there. You're good enough. You can do it. This is not hard to learn. I'll teach you to do it. You will make. Our goal is to turn you into a millionaire with money that you earn as a business finance consultant. You can make millions doing just that alone. But then Gary's taken it further by, it's not just going to be me teaching you to be a business finance consultant. You're going to be learning investment strategies. How do you do more with the money that you make? How do you take your 100,000 and turn it into $1 million? How do you take your million and turn it into 10 million? How do you take 10, multiply times 10 every single time? And yeah, how was that, Gary? Did I cover everything?
Man, that was powerful. I could listen to you all the time, my friend. That was powerful.
I was getting tired of hearing myself.
No, I guess we have to go there and get accustomed to that, because sometimes we have to say one thing 1,000 times before we help people to get it. And let's call it the labor of love. Where we are laboring here in love to really help people to get the information and take steps to transform their life. But you talk about a number of important concepts, Paul. You did talk about, what is leasing? That's the face of money. You talk about factoring. That's the face of money. You talk about purchase order financing. That's the face of money. So there's so many different options for people to consider. And again, this type of information is not common. It's not common. And that's the reason why we have to continue to engage in the labor of love, to really ensure that we help people to get this type of information. But Paul, I just want to chime into one other thing that you would have said, and I wanted to make it somewhat clear. Paul talked about non-owner occupancy financing, and that has everything to do with real estate. And what he's saying is that they're going to fund you to invest in real estate, but you must have no occupancy in the estate itself that they're going to be funding you. And I'm saying this because the average person might want to say, but I want to buy my first home, and you guys are saying you can't fund me. What Paul might be saying might be sounding harsh, but I'm saying to you, it's the greatest lesson perhaps for you to learn from. And let me tell you why. There are millions of people that buy purchases their first home, and what happens? It becomes a liability. Now, with us, what we're gonna do, we're gonna work with you and we're gonna set you up to purchase that home. It might be a single family unit, but guess what? We're gonna work with you to acquire that has income producing assets. And we're gonna do it one time for you, two times for you, three times for you. And then you would have enough funds to go after your personal home. There's no harm in that. We're setting you up, first of all, to understand how to play the game of money, how to master the game of money. So for the rest of your life, you are in a solid place when it comes to making money. So far, you have a lot of tips on investment strategy. So it's not only about you having an income, it's about you saving. It's about you on not underestimating your expenses, but it's also about you saving because you want to come to that point of invested. If you're working and you don't have an investment strategy, you're setting yourself up for hard times. When, as Shivani would have said, sometimes the expected presents itself, but you're ill prepared. Worse yet, when the unexpected presents itself, you're completely ill prepared. The world has us gone through 2 years of being shut down because of the global pandemic. 2 years. And we saw that millions of people across the world, they were completely ill prepared financially to navigate the rough terrains of that pandemic. What do? Do you wait again for it to reoccur? And then you start thinking, what do I do? No, you want to be proactive. And proactive leaders, they have three essential characteristics. They think ahead. And we give you the tools to enable you to think ahead. They see beyond problems. You don't want to be stuck in the problem zone for too long. You want to move beyond the problem. You would recognize on this platform, we don't bring problems unless we are bringing the solution. All right? This is a problem zone. This is a solution zone. So you want to look at the problem and quickly elevate yourself above the problem. And there are ways in which you can do that. That's why we call it proactive leaders. And last, there's what we call informed action. It's not just taking action. You might have never attempted to access capital. All right? That's not informed action. That's action because you don't know necessarily what you're getting into. You might be creating a liability. You might be digging a hole that sinks the ship. But we're talking about informed action. All right? So you know that you want to build wealth, but you just don't know how. But you're smart enough to go learn the lesson. Becoming a BFC is going to help you with that. And you're smart enough to get a mentor and a coach to sit with you and help you to understand what investment is all about, what wealth building is all about. And you have that mentorship, that coaching, that support, that sponsor that is going to guide you through this process. I'm saying all of this because I'm so happy that we collectively have built this gift for you. While there are many agencies that is going to charge you a whole lot of money to perhaps just give you 5% of what we offered here to you, guess what? Guess what? For the next 6 months to a year, we are charging you zilch, nothing. Why? Because we care. We care for you. We want to give you a body of knowledge that's going to really transform your life and position you for greatness. You deserve greatness in your life, regardless of where you come from. All right? You just have to be the kind of person that's going to say to yourself, I'm taking ownership of my life right here and right now. I'm going to become the author who's crafting my destiny because you have belief in yourself. And you don't have to do this alone. You have a community of people that are passionate about helping you to attain success, perhaps even more than you are passionate about achieving it. And that's what you get when you come to us, when you're part of our community. All right? We're going to be here cheering you on. We're going to be here with mentor and the coaching. Paul said, I don't care what your credit score is. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to help you to build it up, and we're going to position you for greatness. And that's what you have here. We're not going to be like some of the institutions that say, hey, you're pre-qualified, you're on your own. No. We are fully aware that everyone had different style in learning. Some people might be fast and some people might be slow. Some people might be slow. When they become so fast, you can't just keep up with them because they're going too fast for you. We're aware of all that. People have different learning style. And we're going to work with you, different learning style, to ensure that you have the keys to success. With that being said, Peter, what are your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, I'm just listening to it because, and there's a couple of points that was raised earlier, even as we think about artificial intelligence. But the good thing about artificial intelligence is that every individuals now have the ability to compete with major corporations. That is the blessing of artificial intelligence. So, it's just about how do we present ourselves to the community. And a lot of the issues that we have to understand, it is right here. And if we can change, the way how we view life, change the way how we see ourselves, and we are a gift to humanity. We're saying to our audience today that when you came here, you were sent on an assignment. The world is full of problems. The world is full of problems because most persons that are navigating through life, they do not understand the problem that they were sent into the world to solve. So, but we're saying to individuals listening to this, that's not you. By you associating, by you hearing, by you participating in this problem, in this program, you're going to become a problem solver. We're going to help you to identify, do that life audit. We're going to help you to look at your life and to see, the various skills that you have that is marketable. And nobody gets through life without overcoming problems and some challenge in their life. Nobody gets through life to a certain age without, through repetition, by what you do on a day-by-day basis. There is something that that somebody will pay you to learn. And what we're saying here, we will teach you how you can do that, and how you can build a business from your knowledge, from even your life story. You can build a business from your life story, and you make yourself marketable. And becoming a BFC, will enable you now to actually represent yourself, and to at the same time build a buffet of services where you can, once you go out into the marketplace, no matter who it is that you're encountering, you can check your checklist, look at your checklist to see which of those categories is going to fit the need of that individual that you're interfacing with. So this is a beautiful program that we're presenting to the community, going into the new year. And we're about to impact, and we are inviting individuals to impact your world, to change your world as you go into 24.
Yeah, thanks for that share. Thanks for that share, Peter. Great share. Shivani? You're mute, Shivani.
So my closing remarks really is project management can really help us here. And what is coming to mind all the time when we are speaking about money and getting the capital, because you need capital to do any project. If you don't have it, you can't do it. Something that Peter was saying, it all starts with your mind, right? And if you don't, you could change it, right? Some of us may say we don't understand, right? We don't understand, but as you said correctly, we're here to help you to understand, right? We're here to help you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Come and seek to understand. I always tell people seek to understand, right? Seek, find out, find out. You have to find out. You alone can't do it, right? And that's what project management will say. We need a whole team of people. Now, just one point here again, which is principles versus processes, or principles and processes. So in conversation now, what are the processes that we need to do, which is all about project management. And of course, you'll have your processes. All of us here will have our processes for getting this aspect of the job done. It must be clearly defined. You must understand what the processes are, but it's all governed by the principles. It's all governed by principles. So this is a project management, really, jargon, if you want to say, but it's not only project management. I know definitely Paul will talk about it in with consultants in what you said, BFC, right? In becoming one. What are the principles? And then what are all the practices that govern this? So, preparing the budget, it's all, you have your project, your processes to do, but it's all governed by different principles. One of the main principles I always talk about is the focus on value, right? Focus on value. That's a main principle. And then you'll have your processes that you will outline to do that. So principles in project management, principles, very, 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 very crucial. It doesn't tell you how you're going to do something, but it tells you what you have to do, right? Which is a principle that governs. So the processes.
Process tells you that.
Process tells you that. So just a little something to tie up projects in what we talk about.
These are some gems, some gems, the processes tells you how you're going to get from point A to point B. On the other side, it's just saying, this is what I want to accomplish. And Shivani, that is so deep. Again, I'm going to try to bring it from a layman standpoint. Everyone, and we're coming into the new year, 2024, and everyone is going to have their new year resolutions. Guess what? That's the plan. I want to be rich, full of love, peace, and happiness. They have that. That's what I want to accomplish. But what's the process to get there? What's the process? So that's so profound. Habits. Yeah, and you need all of that to get you to, the finish line, All right. So love that share, Shivani. Peter, your closing remarks.
Yeah, basically, Shivani mentioned the processes, and as at an individual level, what are the habits? What are the habits? What are we doing on a regular basis? This is sometime, you got to turn off the television, man. Turn off the soap opera. Turn off the watching other people. Stop scrolling. You got to take that time that you're scrolling. Stop being a consumer, and become a content a builder. Be somebody that is going to add value to your network. Each and every individual, you have a network of individuals that are around you. And if you need to shift, if you need to change, the network of people that are around you, sometimes you need to do that, to be able to begin to shift so that you can align yourself where your finances is concerned. It's about, and the number one of my favorite word is legacy. It is your legacy. How will you be remembered when you're no longer here? What will the people, what will your children and your grandchildren, depending on your age, what will they be saying about you? And the good thing is that you still have time. We have time. We're here. We're not here forever. We've got to remember that. We're not going to be here forever. So while we are here, let's make the best use of it. So we're encouraging individuals to look at your life. Okay, so you said that you do not have a business. You're not a business owner. You do not have stuff. As a matter of fact, you look at yourself and you said that you have nothing. But nobody really has nothing. Everybody has a message. Everybody has a skill. Everybody has talents. And what we're encouraging individuals to do, what we do with the Legacy Chronicles program, what we do with the Master Plan program, is to empower individuals to identify your personal assets. And we are now saying to you that we can assist you to represent those assets, your personal assets, by becoming a business finance consultant. A set of skills that now you can now apply that to the marketplace. So, there's so much. This is, as a matter of fact, this is the best time to be alive right now. If there's ever a time, if there's any generation that there is, if the pro, as and I will repeat this again, the reason why there are so many problems in the world, it is because most persons have not discovered this solution that they carry to solve those problems. But all the better for you, because all you have to do now, what we're encouraging individuals to do now, to look at your skill set, look at the biggest problems in the world, and see which of your skill set can match that problem, and then train yourself as a solution and as a specialist, especially become a business finance consultant. And I'll leave it there.
Awesome. Thanks for that share, Paul. Peter, Paul, all to you, my friend. Your closing remarks.
You're muted.
Paul, you're mute.
Hey, that makes a difference right there.
By all means.
Okay. We talked about the subject, what is the face of money? And I think we came to a conclusion together, or we had this agreement that it's the face of who's ever holding it. If you're a bad guy spending it, it's bad. You're spending it on bad things. If you're a good person, you've got good intentions with it, or the church is spending money to assist people, then money is just a thing. It's the face of whoever's using it and spending it. So assuming that you're a good person, that's who we want to work with, and you're going to do good things with it, we want to teach you to make a lot of it. We don't want to get you paid hourly. We're not going to pay you hourly. What we're proposing to teach you is you having the ability to make money in chunks. A chunk. What's a chunk? A chunk is you know what a chunk is? It's a chunk, a large amount all at once that gets dropped onto you, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. That's what we can do for you. And if you want to do that, and you have motivation, and you're not going to give up when it gets rough, because it's going to get rough, be prepared to hear no a lot. Also be prepared to hear yes a lot. Try to get more yeses than nos. Everything gets better. We will teach you how to do that. There's so much to teach you, and it's easy to learn. So get a hold of us so we can do this together. That's it. I'm landed.
Wow, that was a lot. And Paul, you're correct. This is a golden opportunity for young people, aspiring leaders, to become a BFC, a business finance consultant. You will learn about money. You will learn about investment. You will learn about how to position yourself to be a marketing master. You will learn about project management. You will learn about master planning. All right. You will be given a support. You see, the thing about this, not just learning this, and you say, I'm an expert. We're going to align you with all of the sources you need to be aligned to cash flow optimize. All right. To cash flow optimize. So every bit of learning that you will learn is either to help you to make you a better person, the best version of yourself, or is to position you to go make money. Go position yourself for financial greatness so you can live a better quality of life. You can provide more for your spouse. You can provide more for your kids. And you can start thinking about early retirement. Not that you're going to retire, but you know that you have enough savings that if you want to take a week off, a month off, if you want to go on a all-inclusive family tour, you can do that because you have the disposable income to do it. And that's what we are promising you on this platform. And as Paul said, we are not going to say to you it's going to be a walk in the park. Nothing is a work in the park. The bird books say, anything that is too easy perhaps is not worthwhile, you get it. It's going to take you some time to learn the information. It's going to take you some time to apply the information. But with mentor and coach on your side, we're going to do everything to accelerate the learning curve and get you to that point where you have massive amount of cash flow in your hands so you can live the quality of life that you know you deserve. So with that being said, I want to say hello to everyone. Thanks for listening into the program today, The Competitive Edge. And we do this again tomorrow. All right. So do remember to like, subscribe, and share. And always call a friend and tell a friend that we run here. All right. So with that being said, I want to say do have a great rest of the day.